Welcome back to this very special Christmas edition of Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. Remember, we are your choice for the conservative voice. Our founder, Jack Roser, and myself have Rick Newton with us. And Rick, during the break, you were talking a little bit about libraries and how I'm very confused. This makes no sense.
Yeah.
This is our libraries, taxpayer-funded libraries. Have our listeners hear what you said to me.
It's a perfect example of why people need to go attend at least one school board meeting. And once you get a taste for some of the policies that they are implementing now, then you decide. And I think you will come back biting your tongue. But this particular, to your question, they made a decision, and it was really probably more of a fiscal decision. They had to cut back on library facilities. So instead of doing it across the board, they maintained full library service for schools that were classified as Title I for that are predominantly low-income students with lower learning abilities, not abilities, but learning scoring. And if you were not a Title I school, you had part-time library resources.
Now, what does that mean, library resources? Is it the library within the school, or?
The people that run the library. So, and if you don't have them there, you're not going to have the library facility available to you as well. So it's diminished access to the library.
They're moving around the chairs on the Titanic.
It's a way of looking at it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're making a big deal out of something like that, which they ought to just get down to teaching kids what they should. I was surprised in the 5th grade, my son Otto, in Barrington, I found out he didn't know, this is Barrington now, there shouldn't be any early learning problems, and this boy later went on to graduate from Purdue in engineering, so he wasn't a difficult one. But I found in the 5th grade, he didn't know the multiplication tables. So I started teaching to him on the way to school. I said, I'll give you a quarter every day, you don't make a mistake. It didn't take him very long, and he got the whole thing, and I quit driving him to school. But yeah, what I found as a businessman is that they really don't teach in the public schools in this whole state, most everywhere, and I've been talking about Chicago and these western suburbs, the people we get coming to us applying for jobs, 3/4 of them cannot pass a simple 6th grade arithmetic test. They can't do it. They don't teach arithmetic in the early grades, and they miss a big chance to give these children an opportunity to learn something that's totally new to them, something they can put their little minds to work on and get some pride in finding out they can do something with something that takes a little rote learning. They certainly got to have discipline to stay in the chair and listen to it. It's got right and wrong answers. If you can do arithmetic, you're a different person.
You know that the average score in Chicago public schools of teachers is 19 out of 36.
You're talking about
the average score, the average score
for getting into college.
For getting into college. Now all students have to take it when they're juniors, whether they're going to college or not. Yeah. The average score in Illinois for juniors is just short of 21. So they score higher than the average for Chicago public school teachers.
And engineers are up there with 30 and more. Yeah, the teaching profession does not have very high requirements. But, you know, we've been teaching kids the same thing for a long time. And I don't know that you need Einstein has got the proper attitude to be teaching our children.
Yeah. I think there's
good books are available, and children learned all this stuff in classes much larger than the 25 kids or 20 kids that the union has pushed them. They want to have more union members, and there's no need to make a big thing out of this. We got 860 different school districts in the state of Illinois. What is the big problem with understanding how you teach children anything? Yeah. It should be well established.
I don't think the teacher unions are for the kids. The teacher unions are for their power and control.
And the union runs this. Listen, the teachers definitely do not run it. The administrators are in there because they get along great with the union. The school board in there is largely put there by the union. They'll spend the money and stuff to put on the professionals that will expand.
That will run. I think that's what you were kind of
Why does
saying.
class size go down? You look at your average district, you're going to find there's one teacher for every 12, 13 kids, maybe as many as 16. The class size will be much larger than that. They got whole herds of teachers running around that aren't doing teaching. This thing is a harebrained scheme.
No, I don't think ACT scores certainly are necessarily a driving means of evaluating a teacher by any means, but it's an indicator. And so my experience has been that we have many good teachers in Illinois and in the school districts that I've been a part of. But the influence of the unions and the influence of the administration and the policies that they put in front of them.
The union is running the schools.
Absolutely.
That's pathetic.
Absolutely. They run the schools, absolutely so.
Yeah.
With their money they can that they take from the teachers, they take about $1,000 a year from each teacher, and they use that, most of it, politically, and they put themselves in charge of the K-12 school system.
Yeah.
Well, look at all the ruckus that happened in Michigan a couple weeks ago. The unions were very angry.
Do you want that teaching your children?
Well, there you go. Rick, real quick before we go to break, your organization is Tri-Coun-Teas,
Correct.
right? And you have meetings twice a month?
The first and third Thursdays of every month.
And that's
in Bartlett at Bannerman Sports Grill, 7 o'clock.
So folks can come and join you, and you do have a couple people running for school board from your group.
We do.
And we're going to talk more with Rick Newton when we come back. Stay with us.